Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video I'm going to take a look at this, which is the Team Associated B6.4 CC, which stands for Clear Car. And I'm just going to take a little quick run through it just because I think it's one of the best looking cars I've ever seen, one of the coolest things I've ever owned. So yeah, I'll just take a quick run through it. I thought it's way too cool not to share with you all, so I thought I've got to make a video on this, so here it is. So I think the first thing I want to talk about is why. Why have they made this car? And I think there's two main reasons for this. Now the first one is historically associated when releasing new cars and prototyping cars have used clear plastics and white plastics to share teaser images on the social medias and that. And people have always gone crazy for those. People are always commenting like how amazing it looks with the clear plastics or white plastics, and saying that they want a car like that for themselves. So I think that's what they've done. They've listened to those people that say that looks cool, I want one of those for myself, and they thought, well, here you go. Here's a car with clear plastics for you, so you can have it. Now I think the second reason is obviously the 6.4 has just sort of stopped production. Obviously now they've got the B7 out, which is their main two-wheel drive platform. So the 6.4 molds are lying around collecting dust. So instead of doing that, they thought, let's do something with them. Let's do something cool. Let's do something that everyone will think is awesome. And that's what they've done. They filled them up with clear plastic and produced this absolute work of art, which is the 6.4 CC. Now, I've seen a couple people asking like what the car is for. Now this car is not supposed to be run, but I think you could maybe run this car a little bit, but it's not recommended because you can't buy spares individually, the clear spares individually. So if you break something, that's it, it's bust. You've got to sit there with it broken for the rest of your life, looking at the broken car thinking, why did I drive that car? That was a silly move. I think the plastics are a little bit brittle as well, so they probably would break easier. And obviously, actually thinking about it, the gearbox, you know, it's probably not gonna hold up too well. So yeah, you're not supposed to run this car. It's not designed for running. It's not for running. It's designed to be a shelf queen, to sit on your shelf with any of your other old cars that you've kept over the years as for memories reasons sake. Like I've got a few cars which I've kept. My first car, my first UK national car, and then my Euros car. I've kept all of those cars just because I like the memories behind them all. I like the memories behind everything, and this is exactly what that's for. I think it's all the memories of the B6 series of cars. So for me, I grew up really with the B6 series of cars. I started not as early as most. I started on the 6.1, had the 2, 3, 4. So yeah, I really grew with the B6 platform. I feel it really, yeah, I really grew with that platform. So I will always hold the B6 series cars very close in my heart. So it's very cool to have this car as a memory of those times, them years, and I think that's what it's for, you know. When you're building the kit, you can put on all the different little things you used to do on the 6.4. So some of you might be putting shocks upside down, like I probably will. When this video is done, and when I go and put it on the shelf, I'll probably whack the shocks upside down, just as a memory of that's what we did with the 6.4. We started doing that in those times. That's when we first started doing that thing. So it's cool little memories like that you can do. Any little cheeky setups, things that you always ran, you loved, you can whack it on this car so you can always remember. So yeah, it's just cool little things like that. That's what the car's really for. Now, the build is one of the most fun builds I've ever done. When I got the kit and you open up the box and you just see all the plastics, I can't put it into words how amazing the plastics look in real life. They are very clear. They're very, very good. So when I first opened the box, I was absolutely amazed, as I'm sure a lot of you would be as well if you were to get one of these things. And it's just cool when you're building it, just to see, again, it's all the individual parts. You get through them all, and it's just a really cool kit to build. Don't get me wrong, it's not an easy kit to build. It's pretty tight, the screws in the plastic, so you've got to have a pretty big arm or a pretty powerful electric drill to get the screws in. But it's not that bad when when you get into it. It's fine. But yeah, it's one of the most fun kits I've ever built. And if you want to check out, Marcus and Spencer have both done videos on building this kit, so you can check them videos out. I'll link them in the description or something along those lines, so you can check them out. And another thing I've seen as well from Spencer, and Davide has done this as well, is they've painted half the body with their design. I wanted to keep this one just full clear because I think that it looks cool like that. I know another idea a couple people have had is to paint it with like a tint, so it's still transparent but like with a coloured tint, so you kind of got your design but it's transparent. That's a really, really cool idea. I like that one a lot. There's a lot of very cool parts to this car, but I'd like to run through I think two of the main things which I think are the coolest parts, the two really, really cool parts. And the first one is the gearbox, which is just stunning because you can see obviously the diff and the idle gears and all that sort of thing in there. The whole gearbox section just looks incredible. It's absolutely incredible to look at, and I don't think, yeah, obviously there'll be footage here of it, but again, in real life, I can't put into words how crazy it looks. And the other part is the clear wheels, and it's just so good to see how the foam sits in the tyre on the wheel, It's very cool to see that. It's very cool. It's just really cool. There's a lot of little things like that, a lot of little things you'll see, like the chassis not being anodized, that sort of thing. It's the pure silver, not like the goldy colour to go with it all. Now also, the B6.4 or the B6 series car is so good for this, is because I think it will definitely be remembered as one of the great two-wheel drive cars, I think. Well, for 8 years to be the platform to have, the two-wheel drive to have, is incredible. It's what the brand has done is incredible with this car. So it's definitely going to be one to remember. It obviously won the Worlds in Slovakia. They won that one, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And I think the one at Yatabe was either a heavily modified B5 or a very early B6. So I'll let you decide whether it won that Worlds too. And I know it's won a whole host of Euros, and obviously it's won British national championships, and I'm sure it's won a lot of American and other random national championships and Australian championships. So it's probably one of the most winningest cars there's been, for sure. It's got to be. So yeah, it's a great platform to have. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people with very good memories around this car, for sure. There has to be. I think it's definitely something you should all check out, for sure. So if you like this video and you want more of this sort of thing, then let us know. So yeah, I'll catch you in the next one.